Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday. I gotta look. Tuesday night. I'm so uncertain of myself now, especially after last time since I really messed it up. Now I just don't know anymore. I gotta get my confidence back. So welcome to Tuesday night LDRS Creative in studio for our craft along. Yay! Today we're actually going to be working with our Sweet Birthday Wishes craft kit again. That has been requested by a lot of people, as well as taking a closer look at the A2 envelope box die that we have on HSN right now. That has been requested as well. So tonight is Special Request Tuesday. I just named it that. So gosh, I hope you guys all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Those of you here in the United States, I hope you had a fantastic Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to you all. Alan wants me to mention to all of you who may be on Facebook or the Facebook page, he just wanted me to kind of give a shout out and let everybody know that most of the activity, like most of the conversation, is really active over on the YouTube channel. So if you wanted to get more active, I mean, if you're happy being on the Facebook page and the Facebook group watching us there, then great. But if you wanted, some more, involvement and jibber jabber and chatter and all that stuff, and to get to know some other people, Alan said most of the viewers are over on the YouTube channel. So he just wanted me to make the announcement and let you know. So let's see. So tonight we're actually going to be. I'm not going to be coloring, I'm not going to be painting. I'm thinking I'm not even going to be stamping. I'm going to be assembling. So what I thought I would do is, one of the things I love about this Sweet Birthday Wishes craft kit is that it's just wonderful for clean and simple card making. And so there's no characters, there's very minimal coloring. And so I really wanted to kind of tackle that. And I thought I'm going to come up to the studio and I'm going to see if I can crank out 3 clean and simple cards quite quickly. And I really wanted to play with the papers and do some paper layering and a little bit of that, and kind of let the papers kind of shine, because the papers in the kit are absolutely gorgeous. So that's what I did. And if you're wondering why I'm talking so fast right now, it's because I just finished a cup of tea. So I am fully caffeinated. Look, this is my ode to Disney. I miss Disney. This is my, what does it say? It says pixie powder on the mug, and on the other side it says mornings aren't magical. I disagree. I love morning. I'm a morning person, but I do love the mug. And I love, oh my gosh, I've lost her name. What's her name? Tinkerbell. How did you forget? I think this is something that's hitting me. Alan and I have been talking about it. I'm like seeing words. I know that it's there. I just can't grab it. I'm not sure what's happening. So anyway, we're going to switch cameras and we're going to get started. So I've chatted for 3 minutes already. I've wasted 3 minutes of your time. So let's switch cameras and we'll get started.
What are we going with here?
Go to camera 2 so I can show what's happening. Okay. So let's see. For those of you that have not seen the kit yet, excuse me, I do have some of it here. I don't have all the papers because I've cut into them, and I forgot to ask Alan to bring some more home from the office. So I've already cut into mine and I've crafted with them, but this is the Sweet Birthday Wishes stamp set. This is the coordinating die set. This is all part of the exclusive craft kit. If you're wondering what our craft kit is all about, we don't have a subscription kit, but we do have a kit that comes out. It's almost every other month, and it's available in its kit form only on our website and only for a limited time. So it's going to be either until it sells out or until the next kit is available. And then at that point, if we do have some stock, then we may very well put them in the store. Just for individual sale, but the only time you can get them in the kit and at the special kit pricing is during the time that it is a kit. So anyway, Sweet Birthday Wishes 17 stamps, really fun. Really a couple of special things about this. First of all, The balloons, that's actually one stamp, and the little strings down here are one stamp. Therefore, you can cut it all 3 balloons out with one die, and you can cut all 3 of the strings out with one die. They're not going to be connected. All right, so you use one die to cut out all 3 balloons, but they are going to be separate. You can also do some solid stampings in here. So we've got these little bits and pieces like little flowers and little dots and little hearts and leaves and little musical notes and such. And you can layer those and you can fill those in the balloon, so it almost makes it look like there's confetti in the balloon. Really, really fun. I think I did that on a card already for you guys. So here is, the colored version on the back, and then of course we give you a map of, which die goes with which stamp on the back of the dies. Next up is the Make-A-Wish. This stamp set is also part of the kit. You can see mine is Love. That's why some of it looks darker. This is a really beautiful sentiment set, and we have sized these sentiments so that you can use them on the front, on the inside of your card as well. Really, really fun, and you can do some special coloring and some solid stamping and so on with that. And then this little mishmash here, I'm going to open this up real quickly for anybody who hasn't seen it. I was actually going to work with these today, and I ran out of time. But these are toner sheets. So there's toner on one side. They're printed toner sheets. So there's toner on one side. You can feel it. Like this is the really smooth side. This is the side that has the toner. You can use these as is if you want. You can just put them over colored cardstock. You can use these. Oh, and they're A2 sized, I should mention. You can also use this as is for like a shaker card. But you can foil these as well. So this one has a lot of really fun happy birthday sentiments. This one is kind of bubble letters with happy birthday. And then we have, let me do it the right direction. This one is balloons, an all over pattern with balloons. And then those beautiful musical notes. So these they coordinate beautifully with the stamps that are in the kit. So what else did I pull? So these I didn't work with today, but I wanted to pull them because, I have everything else in the kit except for the papers. So for anybody who hadn't seen them, I wanted you to see them. So other things that I ended up pulling were the A2 stitch layered card toppers. I'm using this on almost every card that I do these days, if it's not a slimline. I also pulled my Scalloped Circle die set. I think I used this last week too, and I just, I go through phases. I've fallen in love with this again, so I'm like craving using this die set again. I love it. And then another one of my favorites, this is the Scalloped Rectangle frame set, and I used this die right on the inside here. These dies are really, really fun because they're not all identical. You get a lot in each one of these. They are nested, but it's not the exact same shape over and over and over again, which is something that really drives me nuts with a lot of the nested dies, die sets, because, when they're all the exact same shape, you might use like the top 3 maybe. But we've designed these very carefully so that you're going to get a lot of use out of all of these dies in here. And you really only have to buy, let's say, one die set, and you can layer and get a lot of different looks with it because it's not the same shape over and over and over again. Susan is asking a question. Do you color the balloon first or stamp the confetti first? That's really up to you, to be honest with you. If you wanted to stamp these balloons in a light color, let's say, well, first of all, if you stamped it, you're going to get the outline, so I kind of said it wrong. If you wanted to color those in a light color, let's say a real pale yellow, maybe you do a pale blue, a pale yellow, and a pale pink. Then if you stamp the confetti, you just want to come in to stamp the confetti with a darker color. And then that confetti is going to show up, and then you can have colored balloons with beautiful, colorful confetti inside there. So that really is up to you. And, we've carefully designed them so that you can layer the different pieces, but, like the little leaves, and you can kind of tell which ones go together. So we have like 2 sets of hearts here. We've got 3 pieces of the musical notes. And then we have the flowers, the leaves here, and then these are some more little like specks and leaves. But if you want to create new combinations and you want to put, these little specks with, with the musical notes or with the hearts, you can mix those up however you want. So, be creative with it and have fun with it and try, just kind of experiment with it. Okay, so let's get to what I did. I'm going to start off with the 3 cards. And like I said, I've already prepped them, so this is going to be assemble only. So I'm going to start off with the 3 cards, and then I'm going to show you the A2 envelope box. So Alan, do you want to go to, let's go to camera 3 and see if it's too close. I think that's pretty good. All right, so my little bag of goodies here. So here's everything that I have. And you can see it's just a few pieces. You don't need a lot of pieces for a clean and simple card. So I went ahead, my card bases, I wanted really, really bright white. So my card bases are done from my Nina Classic cardstock. All 3 of them are. You don't have to use this if you want. You can use a lighter cardstock as well. But I just wanted really, really bright white, and it was the brightest white that I happen to have. So I'm going to set this aside, but this is an A2. If anybody's wondering the measurement, this is a half of a sheet or a half of a letter-sized sheet. So a letter-sized sheet is 8.5 by 11 inches. So we cut this at 5.5, and then we score at 4 1/4, and you fold, and now you have an A2. An A2 sized, when folded, is 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay? So I'm going to set that aside. The next 3 pieces that I have, these 3 right here were cut with my A2 stitch card toppers, layered card toppers. All right, so this has 3 dies in it. The outer die cuts the largest. This piece, you can see that beautiful stitching on there. All right, this is the exact same size as my card base, so that fits right over an A2 card. All right. And then these are going to be nested. So we have 3 nested dies. They each have stitching. So the next one I did in white for layering. You can see how beautifully and perfectly they layer. And then I chose, this is one of the beautiful pattern papers that's in that kit. And I did this with the smallest of the 3 dies. So that's going to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tape and my foam out. Where'd my foam go? Uh-oh, Alan, where is it? Oh. My foam roll is getting so small. Look how tiny this is now. It's getting so small, I couldn't find it. I know, yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. All right, so I like to add foam. So I'm gonna do, first I'm going to adhere the pattern paper flat down to the white, and then I'm going to add some foam to give it some lift before it goes on to the card topper. Uh-oh, something's not right here. Oh, does this just go over here, I think?
Yeah.
I think it just came loose.
Let me check something before you.
You want to make sure it works?
Yeah, I want to make sure it's perfect.
Okay. He likes to make sure everything is just fine. Okay. Practically perfect in every way. Taking care of me. Did you guys see that? He was taking care of me. Making sure I don't look foolish on camera.
Can't fix everything.
Nice, thank you. He said can't fix everything. Just such a nice guy, always in my corner. Always in my corner. Sure. All right, so I am going to put a little bit of dimension on this. So I'm going to provide a little bit of lift between a couple of these layers. I don't like to put the foam between every single layer because then I think it gets to be a little too bulky. So here we go. Just center that. I have to look in the camera here to see if we're centered. I think we are. Make sure it's straight. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so now I have that little bit of lift in there. And now I've gone ahead and I have stamped, where is it? This is, I pulled the Make-A-Wish and I stamped It's Your Big Day. I stamped it in, this is the hybrid ink that I used. I used Tickled Pink, which absolutely perfectly and beautifully coordinates with the pink cardstock that's in the Sweet Birthday Wishes kit. So I stamped It's Your Big Day, and then I combined that with these little I don't know what you call little streamers, I guess. There's 3 little streamers, and I stamped those as well. And then I used a clear embossing powder over the top. So I don't know if you probably can't see it in camera, but the hybrid inks, this is an ink that you can use. I mean, it's really a go-to. Grab it and use it on just about any of your crafting projects. It is a combination inks. It's a combination dye and pigment ink. It has a mixture of those properties, and so it has a little bit longer drying time, which allows you to use embossing powder on it. It's not going to stay as as long as like an embossing ink or a watermark ink or something like that. So I wouldn't stamp and then walk away and think you're going to come back in 10 minutes and put embossing powder on it, because it does dry. It just takes a little bit longer to dry. So you can use embossing powders with it, is my point. But it's a go-to ink. You can stamp with it and color with your alcohol markers. You can use your watercolor paints. It is not to be used as a watercolor paint because it is not water soluble. That's why you can use watercolors with it. You can stamp on glossy surfaces and fabrics and wood, and you're going to want a heat set on some of those. But anyway, just so you have an understanding what a hybrid ink is. So I've already cut this so that it's going to perfectly fit right into that beautiful little matte piece there. And I'm going to tape these down flat, or tape this one down flat to it. I'm going to center it. I did cut this one so that it was right up at the edge. So I only had that little bit of a pink frame. Let me get that centered. I only have that little bit of pink kind of framing the top and the bottom of it, not necessarily the sides. And then this is where I'm going to apply some more foam. And if you're not familiar with my foam, this is Scotch brand foam. I really like it because it's not really thick. So it gives me control over, the depth of, the dimension that I'm going to have on my card. If I wanted to double that up because I wanted it to be, let me raise that up a little bit. If I wanted to double that up because I wanted more lift, more dimension, I could do that. So I'm going to put that there. And then I have some little sequins, but I think I'm first going to put this card onto the front here, and then I'm going to tend to the sequins. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some tape on the back. There we go. I don't think I cut my card base properly. Oopsie. Might be a little bit big, but that's okay. See how pretty? See, my card base is a little bit long. I didn't trim it properly with my paper trimmer when I did it, but I can actually trim that off a little bit later if I want. So let's see. I know I have little tweezers in here somewhere. I can't find them. That's okay. Oh, I already have them right here. Sometimes I'm a goofball. So let me go ahead. I've got some clear glue here, adhesive. I'm right-handed, which sometimes poses a problem because I'm extremely right-handed, which means I can't use my other hand for much. So let's see, let me put that little sequin right there. Come on, squeeze that together. There we go. There's one. There we go. Tiny little bit more in the back of that one. You really don't need a lot. And these are sequins that I just happen to already have, and they have a little bit of a pink tint to them already. So they look just beautiful. I like having the little sequins. I don't do a lot with sequins, but I felt like this card needed just a little bit of glitz and glam. So it's just a little something shiny, but look how cute that is. Really simple. Just playing with the papers a bit. Isn't that simple and beautiful? It's so cute. you could really send this to, I mean, if you did this card in, you know, if you have different patterns, you know, maybe different color, if you did this with a, you know, a more masculine plaid here and used, you know, a darker cardstock and so on and so forth, this could easily become a masculine card. So there is card number 1, super easy. Let's see, card number 2. If anybody has any questions, Alan is standing by. So get those questions out. Don't forget we do have a giveaway always at the end. And the only way we can choose your name is if we know you're here. And the only way that we know you're here is if you leave some sort of comment, message, hello, something. So here's the same kind of card base that I already had. And then once again, using my A2 layered card toppers, let me put this out of the way. I have cut 3 layers. All right. So this is the beautiful golden yellow, almost honey colored paper that is part of the kit. And this is a honeycomb pattern that is in the kit as well. And then here is another piece of that beautiful golden yellow. And then this is a stripe that is also in the kit. So these are the pieces. The largest is going to be just my white. I'm going to go ahead and layer these up very similarly to how I layered the first card. So I'm going to tape the pattern paper down to the gold. Let's see here. So that is going to lay flat. That's not going to be where my dimension is. So there's a question that Alan's posted up here. This is from Sue.
I think it has to do with the foam tape strips.
Okay, so Sue is saying when you put strips on it like that, does your cardstock ever get creases in it in the mail? I have done that, and when I have seen pictures, there were a few tiny creases, and I usually do 4 strips, top and bottom, drives me nuts. Strips on the bottom. Oh, the foam tape. Well, to be honest with you, you know, I mean, if you want to avoid that, you can put a lot more. I'm guessing you're talking about putting the foam tape because I only put 3 strips in there. And if they run this through, you know, at the post office, when they run them through machines, I don't really know. Yeah,
someone said they take it and had it hand stamped.
Oh, okay. So Alan is saying that
so the machine won't crease it.
Yes, Alan is saying that when somebody had indicated at some point that when they take their cards to the post office, they will ask them to hand stamp them instead of putting them through the machine. That way, it's not going to, you know, press or roll through their machine and, you know, and squish it and squeeze it. So that is an option. Another thing you could do is just put a lot more foam there if you wanted to, you know, so that you don't have space in between the pieces of foam. Oh, what?
Padded envelope.
Yeah, and you can also use a padded envelope. Another thing you could do, instead of using this, you know, foam like this, you could get some of that craft foam and use more of, I guess, a liquid glue with that. And you could cut the craft foam to be the exact same size as the piece, and that way it's going to be, you know, it's going to provide a cushion across the entire underside of that piece. So that's another option too. I have seen people do that. But you know what I would do is just ask them at the post office not to put it through the machine and to hand stamp it instead. And you can, I mean, I think you can, you know, watch them do that. You know, but then again, I mean, you're going to be giving that to them at the counter instead of dropping it into, you know, their mail bin. So yeah, this is where, you know, if you put another piece there, you know, maybe that wouldn't happen, or maybe it wouldn't be so bad. All right, let's see. So far it's the same kind of process as the first one. I'm going to flip this over. I wanted, do I want the pink? No, I'm going to put the blue up top. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I do things, I'm not sure it matters. There we go. So far, same process. Now, this one, I'm actually going to have this card be landscape. All right, so it's going to go like this. And so the next couple of pieces, same kind of process. I have used a different pattern, so the stripe, and I have it cut so that, and here's the thing, I'm not necessarily worried, you know, about, I use scraps. So I don't know what this measurement is. I mean, I'd have to measure it. I literally just kind of line it up and lay the one over the top of the other and put it through my paper trimmer and eyeball it. So I don't have, I don't worry about, oh, this has to be exactly 2 inches or 1 3/4 and stuff. I do a lot of eyeballing when I'm trimming, and so this happened to be scrap that I already had. And this again is, you know, paper layering, pattern layering like this is a fantastic way to use your scraps. So let's see. I'm going to put this down first so that it's centered. I'm centering it so that I have roughly the same amount of gold, that golden yellow, that honey on either side. Okay, so then I did trim this out. I made sure that it was the same length as the honeycomb because I didn't want to interfere with that stitching that you see there. I didn't want to cover that up. But I am going to put, actually, do I want to put foam? I'm not going to put foam on that because I don't want this to get too bulky. I have 1 layer of foam already, and I am going to put foam behind this last piece. So I think I'm going to put this flat down just so it's not going to be too bulky. And I'm going to try and center this between, you know, here and here. Just kind of eyeball that. You eyeballing me, boy? What is that from?
I got nowhere else to go.
I got no place else to go. Name that movie. Can anybody name that movie?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. Even I know that movie.
I got no place else to go. Anybody naming that movie?
Not yet.
No. Can you name the actor? Let's do that one. Look at how sweet that is. So this one, this is this birthday cake right here. Let me turn it over here. You can see the birthday cake. So all I did was I used this die right here from the Scalloped Rectangle. I cut that out of my Nina Classic Crest. I don't know, can I? No, I can't. It's not doing an autofocus, but it has little dotted lines here, or little dotted like pin pricks here. It's so doggone cute. And I love that this little kind of bow at the top of the bottom is not perfectly symmetrical left to right. It is so cute. I just love the sweet character that brings. It's super cute. So I went ahead and I die cut that, and then I stamped my birthday cake. I stamped it in black, and then I did use an embossing powder, just a clear embossing powder. And then I just did a really quick color. I didn't worry about shadowing or anything. Really quick color with the same colors that I have in the card, or in the cardstock. So that is really easy. Ooh, who turned down the lead role in An Officer and a Gentleman? Are you asking that, Alan?
I'm asking you to ask them.
Oh, he wants me to ask because we read this yesterday. Does anybody know who turned down the lead? Well, all right, first of all,
2 movies.
the answer to the first question that I asked about the quote
They got it.
was An Officer and a Gentleman. But do you know who turned down? The same person turned down that lead role that turned down, what was the other movie?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Not One Grease. So that was a clue.
What was the, oh, I can't remember the other movie right now. But anyway, he turned down 2 big, oh, American Gigolo. Yep, the same actor turned down the lead role in American Gigolo and An Officer and a Gentleman. Do you know who that actor was or is? Anybody getting it?
We have a Harrison Ford, a Kevin Costner.
It's not Harrison
2
Ford.
Directors, and a love the oval die.
So the questions were, all right, so hold on, Alan. The answers are Harrison Ford. What did you say?
It's pretty much every main actor.
Every main actor. And then somebody said love the oval dies. Yeah. It was actually John Travolta.
Yep, 2 people got that.
2 people got it right. Look how cute that is. Isn't that just sweet? I love it. Super, super cute. Beautiful, clean, simple, easy. Minimal work, I'm telling you. But fun! All right, so now we have number 3. And we're going to play with another pattern paper in the kit. All right. So here we go. Same card base. All right, so we're starting from the same point. And this time I have this beautiful kind of zigzag from the kit again. And I used the largest die from the A2 card toppers to cut out that zigzag. And now we're going to be playing a little bit with the Scalloped Circle, this set here, which I've pointed out is turning out to be my favorite in a while. So we're going to go a little bit different. So I used, look at that beautiful kind of eyelet lace around that scalloped circle. I think that is so pretty. I love it. I'm actually going to pop that up on foam. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get this going. I have that song stuck in my head. I am who I want to be. Who I want to be. It was the last thing I listened to before we went live. All right, there we go. So that one I do have quite a bit because I want that to have some little more stability. Alrighty, I love how pretty that eyelet is. It's so gorgeous. And so I did play with this a little bit. I was trying to figure out, is that centered? I think it is. I was trying to figure out which one of these dies was going to work and best with, you know, the size of this outer scallop, because what I really wanted to do, what I was wanted to do was have the white card be a frame around that zigzag. But when I went down to the second die, it was just too narrow, and I really wanted it to frame that beautiful scallop. So that's why I went with the largest one with the pattern on there. Next up, we've got these 2 pieces here. So with this die, I actually used 3 dies from here. So I used the largest scallop that you just saw. The next one in this circle here, that's what this beautiful see that beautiful sparkly blue? That is also one of the papers in the card kit. And so I used that with the second one here. It actually has these tiny little circles that it does like a deboss into there. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It shows better when we don't have all the sparkles and the light hitting it. But and then the third one in is that other little scallop. So I cut that scallop. And then I stamped the other birthday cake, which is right here. And this is the one that has the, it has so many candles on it when they're like, you know, falling off the cake because we need a bigger cake. This would be my cake. So I'm going to put foam behind this piece. So I kind of alternate my layers a little bit. If you're noticing that, I alternate the layers with foam. I don't like to have foam behind every single layer. I've already mentioned that. I think it becomes too much. So so I am alternating the layers with the foam. That's a little too wide. Trim that down, and then I save these little pieces just by putting them on the side. Is that one? That one actually fits. All right. All right, let me move this down here so I can see if I can center this without getting my head in the camera. There's a little debossed ring or circle that goes around there too. I don't know if you can see that on the camera with the lighting or not, but that's helping me get that scallop perfectly centered there. So now I'm going to tape this flat down to my little eyelet piece. Try and get that cake straight. And then again, I do have some debossed stitching. There we go. I have some debossed stitching that's right on the inside of the little eyelet there that kind of helps me place that blue circle in the center. And then I went ahead, I think I mentioned last week that I've been having fun again, just kind of exploring my ribbon again. And I had this ribbon. I was looking for a ribbon in my stash, and I have a lot of ribbons. So I was looking for one that had a pink that matched really well to the pink in this paper. And I came across this one. I don't even know where I got it, but I really loved it because it's kind of ruffly. Isn't that pretty? I think it's just really feminine. So before I put that down though, I do want to I'm going to put this card on the card base. I'm actually going to put the tape on the card base this time because I do have all those pretty layers and I don't want to flatten. I don't want to press on that. Put this on here. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead. Where's my adhesive? Kelly is asking how thick is this foam? This foam is about a 1/16 of an inch thick. So you can see how it is. It's about a 1/16 of an inch thick. It's about 3/4 of an inch wide. But you can trim it down really easily. Another thing I love about this foam is that it doesn't make my scissors gooey at all. It's not a gooey tape, but it adheres and sticks and stays really, really well. I like that it's only a 1/16 of an inch because it allows me to control how thick, things are on my card. I can layer up multiple pieces without my card becoming, half of an inch thick really easily. If I do want to have more, thicker, more space between layers, I can easily just double it up. So I'm going to go ahead. This is just a little bow that I created with a little bow maker that I have. I've already told you guys how terrible I am at making bows. So I won't go into that again. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to put it right here. It's a little double bow, and that's going to take a little bit of time to dry. But I'm just going to pop that there, and then I'm going to trim it. Just really simply. I got to kind of press that down. But it's just a really cute little bow. If you want to trim that a little bit shorter, you can. It might actually be cute if it were a little bit shorter. Move that off to the side a bit. Give it a little, just so it's not just hanging straight down. I think it looks prettier. There we go. So cute. I really need to weight that down and let it dry. But here are the 3 cards. So here we go. Let's put these. Alan, you want to go to camera 2? We're going to have to go to camera 2. Next thing we're going to do is the envelope box. So here are the 3 cards. And I think they turned out really cute. Really fun, really cute, and super easy to do. Ta-da! Alrighty, so let's move these aside. Let that dry. Press that down. Maybe Alan will press that down for me while it dries.
What down?
The bow, I just want, it needs pressure so that it stays. Okay, so next up, yeah, you can take it. Next thing I wanted to go over was this die. This die is available at HSN. So on HSN, we had, this was a week ago, we had the giftables. So we've got the Giftables card kits auto ship out there, and the Giftables, because it's got dimension to it, it has it has the pouches. The cards end up being about 1/2 of an inch thick, so you can't put them in a regular envelope, which we covered, but we have this A2 envelope box die. This is for a gift box. This is not going to be a shippable box, but we have this wonderful, wonderful die set out there that is really, really fun. And the price on HSN is fantastic. And so we did have some, we have the instructions on the back here. And I wanted to walk you through this because, sometimes it's not, sometimes following written, these pictures and stuff, it's not as easy as seeing a video on it. So, so to begin with, let me show you what it looks like. So this is the box that it makes. All right. This is the one that I showed when I did my sneak peek. This is sized so that it's a little bit bigger than an A2 card. So you can see it's it's wider than an A2 card. You can see it has room to move, so it's not going to be a real snug fit. And you can see that it's got space in there. So I'm actually going to be able to put all 3 of these cards in here because because I have minimal dimension to them. If I want, I could put a card in here, and I could put a little gift in here too. So if you didn't get the Giftables auto ship, if it's not your thing, if you didn't want it, but you still like the idea of this little gift box, I could put something in here for somebody, and I can have the gift and the card all in this perfectly coordinated little gift box. So of course this one's not coordinated because I didn't this is the one that I did to go with the Giftables. But anyway, I'm gonna show you how this works because it really is easy. So you get 3 dies in here. This is a really large die. So I do want to point out this die is 7.8 inches long and 6.5 inches wide. So the shortest distance on this largest die is 6.5 inches. Your like Gemini Junior and things like those, the platform is only going to accommodate about 6 inches wide. So this is for your standard sized die cutting machine. So your regular Gemini, not the Gemini Junior. It's for the standard sized. You have to have the bigger plate. It has to accommodate the bigger platform. So we show you on the back here. For the largest die, you're going to need to cut 1 with the large die, and then 2 pieces with each of the little triangular flaps. All right, so I've already done that. Let's see, let me move this over. I will tell you too, I do tend to use heavier cardstock with this. So I cut with this largest die here. I just cut my Nina paper with it. You can use double-sided paper if you want. Double-sided paper works beautifully. I actually cut these with double-sided paper. But I just wanted you to see just the basic white. And it's harder, I think, to see the score lines. Alan, actually, could we go into camera 3?
Sure.
There we go. I think it's harder to see the score lines on the pattern paper on the camera. So that's another reason why I use the white for demonstration purposes. What? No, it's okay. But I will tell, oh, actually, yeah, maybe you should because this is huge. Go back to 2. We do have some beautiful double-sided 12 by 12 paper packs that are on sale actually in the store right now. This is Homemade Happiness that I used. And I used, which one did I actually use? This one up here with the polka dots and the stripes. So you can see on the cover here, stripes on one side, polka dot on the other. And that's what you're seeing here. Okay. We have these in smaller sizes as well, but the 12 by 12 is perfect for doing like your, these boxes and doing like your slimline envelopes and things like that. So with this large die, this is what it cuts. All right. And you're going to see here that we have cut line. That's where it's raised up a little bit higher here. And then the one you can see it's raised, but it's not raised as much. That is a score line. So it's going to actually cut some pieces apart like this, and then it's going to have a score line on other pieces. So Anna, will you come back to camera 3? I know, I'm sorry we're going back and forth, but I want to make sure everybody can see. So we have the pieces that are already cut. So let me flip this over. So you can see where the score line is and where it cut. And then there's a score line here, and then it's cut. All right. So the idea is that you basically fold on all of your score lines. And you just choose which side is going to be the outside and which is going to be the inside. Doesn't really matter. But you're just going to be, you know, folding, you know, the side in and, you know, flattening it, fold the other side in, flatten it. When you get to these little tabs, when you fold them in, I would just make sure that it lines up on the edge there so it's straight, because you got to remember this is paper. Okay, it is paper that we're working with. So when you go to fold that in, if you know, it may not fold perfectly straight, especially if you're using heavier paper, because you know the score lines are only going to go so deep. That's just, I mean, it's paper and it's metal. So if we were to deepen that score line on the die, it would become a cut line and it would cut all the way through, and you don't want that. So you are going to have to be a little careful and just, you know, when you fold that flap in, just make sure it lines up with your edge. And same thing here, all right? And just, you know, press them out and go around all sides until you have that, you know, all folded in. You're going to do the same thing here where this, you know, you choose which side you want on the inside and then fold them all in. Someone said, can you show us how to make an envelope that opens on the short end? Certainly. Certainly. Let's see. So I'm going to put all my pieces down so you can see, you know, short end is going to be the short pieces. Long end is going to be the long pieces. All right. And you're going to lay them just like this. So I'm going to apply my adhesive. I have this folded. Let me think. Huh? No, I just have to think for a minute. Sometimes when, you know, when I'm on camera and live, I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I am who I want to be. All right, so I like to lay this over and make sure that I'm lining up those edges. So where my fold is here with the edge of the paper, I like to make sure that it's lining up. Let's see. It's harder to do this stuff on camera. I can't get my head in the camera. Let me just make sure. And I am very weird about lining this stuff up. So there we go. And then press that down. So then the next one. Someone mentioned, oh, that Vianney did a tutorial on the envelope die. Awesome. Thank you, Vianney. Is she on tonight?
I have not seen her.
No? So yeah, Vianney does some wonderful, wonderful videos. And she works with a lot of really, really great products. And she's really talented and does a great job. And so we've sent her some things, and she's kind of been, you know, testing and, you know, giving her opinion. And, you know, if she likes something, and she's perfectly honest, you know, if she likes something or if she doesn't like something. And I appreciate that. So far, she's liked the stuff that she's liked what she's worked with from LDRS. So I'm really pleased with that. So let's see. But she does really great videos, and she explains things really well. And I really like her crafts too. She does a really great job. All right, so let's see. One more. Let me tuck these back out of the way. And then line this one up. There we go. Okay. So from here, you really just have to decide how you want this to open. You know, if you if you want to tuck these 3 pieces in 3 sides like this, this is how I did my initial sample. You know, you would put a little bit of adhesive on either of these flaps here, and this is going to fold in like this, fold your flaps in, and then it's going to close like this. And you can either tape that or, you know, however it is you want to close it. If you want to use magnets or whatever, that's going to be on the long side. And the nice thing about double-sided paper is you get a little bit of pattern on the inside, which is really pretty. If you want it to open on the other side, you are going to have to contend with these flaps. All right. So, you know, if you want to get rid of those flaps, you can get rid of them. You can fold them in. You can trim them off. I mean, it's totally up to you how you want to deal with them. When this comes in like this, let's see. Actually, I'm going to go over. I prefer, because these 2 flaps are going to tuck in. So you're going to go over like this. And then this is where you're going to be tucking these in a little bit, just like so, to close it like that if you want to leave the flaps in place. If you want this to go up and over so that you have, so it looks the same from either side, then you can do that as well. I mean, it's totally up to you, however you want to do that. It's probably going to be harder to tuck this side in. I would do the closure on the outside like that with a magnet or, you know, a couple little buttons and wrap some string around it. My preference, to be honest with you, is to have it open on the longer side. I just like how it looks better. But, you know, once this is adhered, to open this and close it, you literally just have to tuck these, you know, those little ends in just like that. So in order to adhere this, I would put a little bit of tape on either, just on this part right here. So this is where I would go in. I'm going to use this little one here. Actually, I'm going to use this one. So I would put the adhesive just right on that edge. Just like that. And you're literally going to, Ellen, do you want to go back to camera 2 so we can get the whole thing on the screen? Okay, there we go. So I put the adhesive on the inside there. I'm going to tuck this in just like so. And again, decide if you want this flap on the inside or the outside. That's going to determine where your adhesive goes. And then I'm just going to line up my corners. And I'm going to press this down. I can also put a little bit of adhesive there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that before I press that down. I didn't press it down yet, so I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here as well. Just a little. If you want more, you can put more. If you want to use liquid adhesive, use liquid adhesive. Completely up to you. So let me line up my corners at the bottom here so that it's nice and square. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing. Line up my corners, press that down just a little bit. I am going to tuck this in and line this up so that I know exactly where things are supposed to be placed. And now I'm just going to press that tape in there. Get my hand in there and just press it. Okay. There we go. And so here is your little box. When you want to close this, you just tuck those little ends in and then it closes down just like that. So here's your little box. And you know, you can decorate it however you want. Again, this is made out of paper, so this is not a shippable box. This is a gift box. But where's my other card? Let's see. So I have my 3 cards here. You know, if I want to put a gift in here, I can. If I want to put my, you know, all 3 cards in here, I can. Because I don't have too much dimension here. But you can see, I probably should have lined them up and laid them all in there at the same time. That probably would have worked better. But yeah, so here we go. We lay those in, and you're going to close this up just like so. Oops, let me close that up. There we go. Just like that. And then you're good to go. Ta-da! So, you know, put some sort of closure on there, whatever you want, and then you have your really sweet little box. If you just want to tie that with ribbon around it, if you want to decorate it like I did this one, where is it? I'd started to decorate this one just a little bit. This one you can see I use pattern paper, so it's not just, plain white on the outside. But, you can really decorate this however you want. I think it's super, super cute. You can wrap it in ribbon, and I don't know. I just love it. I think it's really sweet. So hopefully that answered any questions that you may have about it. Depending on which end you're going to be using, you are going to be dealing with these flaps a little bit differently. So when it's on the long end, the flaps, those little flaps are going to fold in just like so. And then you're going to close it like that. When you have the short end, you're going to fold your flaps in this way and then close it. All right. So it's just a matter of getting those flaps out of the way, whichever way you're going to be closing it. If you don't want to contend with the flaps, trim them off. That's completely up to you. Okay? So either way. Alrighty. So let me lay out my cards again. Get them out here. Oh, I got them stuck. I think I have one stuck. There we go. I have one stuck on the other. There we go. So here's everything. Let's see. Let's go like this again. So there's 3 cards. Oh man, my glue. I gotta maybe a glue dot or something because that didn't adhere very well.
I failed you.
You failed me?
Yes.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put. I need glue. My glue dots are in the little drawer over there. Let's see. Yeah, that's not working now, is it? Ah! What's happening? All right, I might have to figure something out there because that did not stay. I'll get a glue dot. It'll be fine. Alrighty, so there we go. There are 3 cards. 3 cards in a box. Yay! We got them all done. Oh, I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I think the cards are super, super cute. Really fun. All right, Alan, you want to give me camera 1 back?
Sure.
Hey, everybody. So hopefully that helped you guys out with that, with the A2 envelope box. It really is super cute, and I think it's a really fun way to give a gift and put your card in there and so on and so forth. But just keep in mind, it is a gift box, just like, any other, paper box that you're going to build. If it's one of those explosion boxes or whatever it is, remember it's made of paper. Those aren't necessarily shippable. If you want to ship it, it's going to have to go in something else. What, Alan?
I think this will fit in a small priority box.
Oh, Alan said that he thinks that this will fit in a small priority box and be protected. So that's good. That way it would be protected. But do keep in mind, this is a gift box. Just like if you get a shirt at this, at a store and it comes with a little shirt box, it's a gift box. It's not a shippable box, So anyway, okay. So I hope you guys enjoy the cards. Yay, fun. I love working with that kit. It's a lot of fun. It is time for a giveaway. So let's see. Alan, what are we going to do for a giveaway tonight? Do we have some of these?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
You don't know if we have these in stock?
What's the card number on it?
8069.
We don't want to give away something we don't have.
Yeah, I don't want to give away something we don't have. That would be a Bad News Bear. You guys remember that show, The Bad News Bears, that movie?
It says we have 47.
Okay, so it says we do have some. So we're going to do a giveaway, and we're going to give away the Scalloped Circle die set. Yay! I love this, and like I said, it's becoming a favorite of mine. This is one of the things I love about our products is that they don't go out of style. We try and do things that are timeless and that you can always bring back. It's not a use once and then move on. And you're going to see me always going back through and always going back and using things that we have because they really are timeless. And I don't want people to be spending a lot of money on products and using them once and tossing it aside. That's not good. So, you know, we try and create products that you can use year after year after year. So, Mr. Hunt, I need a name.
Okay, I'm counting. Hold on.
You're counting? Uh-oh, this could take a while.
That's not nice. I got my shoes off.
Oh, Karina Bonk? Karina Bonk, B-O-N-K, you are the winner tonight. Congratulations. You have won the Scalloped Circle frame set. You're going to love this. It's a really, really great die. So, Karina, all I need you to do, please, is send us an email with your complete mailing address. Send the email to customerservice@ldrscreative.com and let me know that you won. And again, give me your full and complete mailing address, and we will get your die set out to you right away. So yay, congratulations. So happy for you, and thank you for joining us tonight. All right, everybody, I think that is it for tonight. Again, I have no idea what we're going to do on Thursday. I never know what is going to be coming up or what we're going to be working on. I think I'm going to do something. I'm going to.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look to our last new release that we just did and see what we have in there that I haven't played with. You know what I haven't played with? I haven't played with any of the alpha dies yet. Maybe we'll do something with the Chloe alpha dies. Maybe we'll do something with that. We'll see. Alrighty, everybody. For now, those are your favorite?
The uppercase. Yeah, it's the ones with the holes in them.
Yeah, they're really pretty. They're really pretty, and they're beautiful for spring and summer. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It has been an absolute pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we have, and I hope that you will come back and join us again on Thursday night, same time, same place, 7 p.m., YouTube, Facebook, and Facebook. So, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Go get some dinner if you haven't done so already. That's what I'm off to do because our son, the chef, is cooking for us tonight. So, everybody, have a great night. Thanks so much. Bye.